This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to a review of The Boys Season 4, Episode 7, and this is titled The Insider. There will be spoilers, and I also do have a theory to how this season's going to end, and what the plan ultimately is. So if you haven't watched this episode yet, do not watch this video because this is an episode that is extremely likely to be vital to the ending of the series. So, starting off, we have just so much crazy stuff happening in this. At its most simple, we have the story where we get to learn a lot more about Kamiko's past and Frenchie feeling very guilty, both of them trying to comfort each other, and Kamiko revealing that the reason she is mute is because she was told if she spoke that she would be killed in a fight when she was a child, and through that she went and killed the other child that she was forced to fight against, and that made her not be able to speak anymore. Going to just so many of the other things in the show. I think this is honestly just really nice development for the two of them. They are just really close friends and did have to reconcile after everything that happened with the last few episodes, and Frenchie feeling very guilty for his past and turning himself in. He clearly didn't want to be set free, and Butcher manipulated it to happen. Going on to just really all the other just great storylines in this. Huey didn't have as much to do with this one. He mainly just goes and visits Newman to try and convince her to back off after he sees the shapeshifter, but honestly, I think that it is just going to be pretty interesting to see if this conversation had done anything or not. But moving on to just some of the more interesting stuff. Starlight is getting a little more development. She is, well, first a little mad at Yui that he kept her costume, and she's just like Mother's Milk is trying to get her family to get out of the country before Homelander goes and tries to overthrow the government, since she knows that things are not going to be well and doesn't want people she cares about to be in the country while this happens. But not a huge amount happens with her character wise until the end, where she is captured and replaced by the shapeshifter to go in and steal the information Huey has on Newman, and I believe also the Flight 47 stuff. I'm assuming that's all together, but it's maybe separate. But just to go and talk about why Starlight was replaced, I don't think it is to get the information. I think that it was a secondary goal, and if they knew that it was at Huey's house, Homelander easily could have went in to take it. The reason that Starlight was replaced was so that Starlight would be the one who kills the president, and that will go to justify everything that Homelander will do alongside Newman for his conquest of the US. It'll allow him to justify arresting and imprisoning Starlight's supporters, and to have a good reason to get Newman into becoming president. And it could also give her a good reason to want to work with Homelander, seeing Starlight as a true threat. So, this is ultimately, I think, where they're going with it. Who knows if they'll be successful? Honestly, it could go either way since there is one season left. And assuming that they're going with another 8 episodes for next season, this is the 10th to last episode of the show. So we're going into, like, as I said, the 10 last episodes of the show. Maybe they'll toss in an extra episode or two to the final season. Who really knows? But I'm excited to see where they go with that. But I definitely think that the president is going to be assassinated by the end of the next episode. They may or may not be able to kill Newman, but it is pretty interesting. Oh, also, one thing I forgot to mention with the Frenchie storyline is they did recreate the virus, but the guy goes in, puts it into Kamiko. As he escapes, Frenchie is able to cut off her leg, and she's able to regrow it, and they're able to use that to create more of the virus, but it's likely only powerful enough to kill Newman. And it's a good thing that Butcher did tell them of it, and he is seeming to be more on the morally right side now. He was really inspired in this by Ryan stepping up to do the right thing. And Ryan has a small storyline in this where he's supposed to record just a really ridiculous holiday special telling people to be suspicious and report their family and neighbors if they do anything wrong or anything suspicious to them. So he does agree with that and knows that his mom wouldn't want him to do that either, so he talks them out against that. And Homelander in this episode is just sort of there in the background. He's trying to manipulate things, and he is made to think that Webweaver is the one behind everything and being the mole until he is told at the end that it is A-Train. But he doesn't do too much in this besides wanting Sage to leave. And as she said, his ego wasn't able to handle her, but he at least let her leave alive, and I wonder if she's going to come back. Interested to see if she does, but honestly, this is just getting really intense. I honestly really can't wait to see how this continues because Homelander's getting ready for his ultimate plan to come into effect, and we're going to see that plan begin next week. Now, continuing to some of the other stories, Butcher in this one mainly dealt with if he should be giving into his dark urges or to let himself be willing to give hope. He is pushed a little more towards the dark direction as Mother's Milk, who just can't lead the group anymore, gives his leadership position back to Butcher. And throughout this, Butcher is being tempted to do the wrong thing, but ultimately does the right things in this and is inspired by Ryan giving his speech at the end. Now, moving on to Mother's Milk. He was done really well in this. He really wanted to be with his family, and he had everything set for him to have a perfect life until it was all shattered by the fact that you have to realize Homelander wasn't just going to stop with America, and even if he did flee the country with his family, it's going to be not long until Homelander does show up. He has a great moment of return right in the middle of the battle, but I think I'll save that for the best part of this episode and one of, if not the best parts of the season, which is the redemption of A-Train, which reaches its final point in this episode where he fully reveals that he is the spy. He goes to save the boys since Homelander ordered for them to be executed by the Deep and Noir. A-Train runs in and is able to help save everyone, and he lets everyone live even though, well, I'm not really sure if he could have killed them, but he's talking earlier in this episode about how the first time he felt truly good was when he saved Mother's Milk and was at the hospital and saw a kid see him and look at him with Hope. Honestly, that was a really good scene. I really love his redemption in this. And Homelander's reaction to it was also incredible, being, how could he do this to me? Thinking that it was personally done against Homelander, but it was just done because A-Train just felt terrible and wanted to redeem himself. Honestly, this redemption isn't really incredible, and I feel like we're probably going to be seeing A-Train's death by the end of this season, if not by the end of the show, but I really like that redemption, that battle between the boys and the Deep in Black Noir was honestly awesome. It was really interesting to see, and it was honestly super well done. Really, I can't wait to see what they do next because this season has been truly incredible. I cannot wait for it to finish up next week, and I can't wait for the final season. As I said, this is probably the 10th last episode unless they decide to make the last season an episode or two longer. But at most, I feel like this is the 12th or 13th last episode, and would say have a way safer bet of saying that it is the 10th last. Because I think if there are going to be longer story to tell next season, it will be told over multiple, instead of being over multiple episodes, it will be in extended episodes. So I was talking to someone, they were like, yeah, I'd love to see the finale be more like in this line of with Stranger Things and have like a 2, maybe 3 hour finale. But yeah, honestly, I'm really excited. Our last season finale is next week, and after that, we'll be in the final season. Hope they do start on that soon. I can't wait to see it, and I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments. I think I covered everything in this. I feel like I'm probably forgetting something, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, honestly, just let me know what you think of this in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.